and Honourable Martha Karua for joining us today. And I run the risk, and I am not being biased, I am saying we really want to work with the next government. Please keep us engaged. Let's work together. And Your Excellency, you're correct. You know, Kenya at the moment does appear to be a consumer nation. We do tend to import a lot, and we need to get that trade balance correct. We need to encourage more European companies to come here and invest in manufacturing, in infrastructure. And to do that, we need to set ourselves above what is currently here. And I fully agree with you that if we sit back long enough, the Chinese will come in and just take it. So I think this is a plea to our members that in order for us to create more European investment and to have more companies here, we have to make sure that, you know, when, and this is something that we would address to the next government, when you're tendering for road projects or you're tendering for infrastructure projects, we just don't award these projects to companies who are blacklisted by Transparency International, for example. You know, we need some sort of a level playing field so that European companies can come here and invest. To pick up on the point on KEPSA, the European Business Council is a member of KEPSA. I sit on the board of directors representing the European Business Council, and we have very frequently had the roundtables that His Excellency speaks about, the judicial roundtable, presidential roundtable. A few weeks ago we had the roundtable with Dr. Matiangi, and these are very, very good. And what we would say to the next government is, please continue to engage with us, because it's about talking and it's about working together that we as private sector and our colleagues at KEPSA can sit down and really start to move things along for our members. And I agree that there are always going to be challenges, and we spoke about the Revenue Authority and we spoke about KEBS. Yes, those are real issues, and they're real issues on the ground. And when you and I know there are companies in this room who are suffering or have suffered with various issues, tax refunds. We hope that the next government will ensure that there's enough money in Treasury to be able to pay these VAT refunds, or to come up with a way where they can be offset fully. Secondly, the harassment issue that was mentioned. We are all in the top 30% of taxpayers. You know, we are the ones that will pay tax. We want to pay tax. There is someone in this room who wrote a letter to me recently saying, I'm a Kenyan. I am entitled to pay tax. Why am I stopped from doing my business when I want to pay tax? So we need to create that level playing field for everyone. One point on immigration that I feel that I need to raise when it comes to investment and immigration. Around about 6 months ago, I presented a list to the Department of Immigration through Dr. Matiangi's office, outlining 30 permanent residencies for investors in this country who've contributed 650 billion Kenyan shillings, who have been waiting between 6 and 15 years. Those investors are saying, look, Darren, we want to invest in Kenya, but surely we're entitled to this permanent residency. So I will use the word beg, because I have begged previously, and I would beg the next government, please work with us as the European Business Council to try and get these permanent residencies approved, so that 650 billion can double or treble or quadruple, because it creates employment. And when I listen to companies, they say, we want to invest, we want to create local jobs, we want to get involved in infrastructure. So I would say this to the next government, please work with us in sorting these issues out. And finally, we took a delegation to Lamu Port. What a fantastic opportunity to do business there. It is a magnificent port. It looks good. The infrastructure around it was excellent. We had a small delegation. There are some people in this room that were on that delegation. The Lapsa Corridor Road, fabulous, really good. And I hope that the next government come in. And yes, there are security concerns, but I think those can be overcome, because that will be a huge gateway to be able to open up for investment, so that we know Mombasa Port is clogged. Lamu, beautiful, really great infrastructure. And I would encourage anybody who's here who hasn't visited Lamu Port to please do. Please look at Lamu.
I think one of the greatest challenges, even to security, is the rule of law, weak governance structures, and failure to apply the rule of law across the board. And I think where there is political will, these are easy areas to fix. Not immediately, but within, we can give direction and the journey to restoring the rule of law and governance, good governance can begin. Force. It was only for necessary period. And Kenya withdrew. Now it is under the auspices of the AU. So I think, again, those are the considerations that our government will be having. But this rule of law question cuts across everything, including ease of doing business, including delays in licensing. I think it's the elephant in the room. And they definitely will be massive. There will be massive political will. It's a place we've been before. When we came into government under President Kibaki in 2002, the government demonstrated political will, and Kenyans rose up in their thousands to support the government, because it's something you can't do without support from the masses. And I think that it's once we demonstrate, as we will, political will, Kenyans are also tired, not just investors. It affects everybody. So we can assure you that we have loads of political will from the top, and we will be able to garner the necessary support from the people to undertake these duties.
The justice system also, we want it to work properly. It frustrates investment, where people go to court over minor issues and the matters are never disposed of by the courts. Cases are parked there in courts for months or years. This actually frustrates investors. The other time I was talking to an American investor, potential investor. He was intending to put up a plant here. Then somebody came down to another title deed, claiming that the land that he had bought belonged to that person. Then the matter was parked in court. And he was coming. This was the third time he had come. And it was in the month of March. And the matter was not heard. It was adjourned to June. So he was told to come back in June. So I was telling Mr. Odinga, these guys have again pushed this thing to June. Don't you know, I'm coming all the way from the LA. Do they know where the LA is? I'm not going to come back again to this country. So that way, you basically lose a potential investor. And what we have said is that will not be happening. We will stop this. And as you can see, my deputy, Madam Mother Karua, is going to be Minister in charge of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. So we hope she will be able to deal with those issues.